I'm not going to give some long speech about where I've been and what I'm doing because I want to get straight to the point on today's message. First of all, I missed you guys.
Today's message is about how to bounce back after an emotional relapse. That's right, emotional relapse. So get ready, here we go.
Today we're talking about how to recover from an emotional relapse.
Does that sound cute? I don't know.
Listen, I spent a lot of time on myself, fixing myself, healing myself, working on myself, pushing things down, pulling things out, going out.
And you think that you do all that stuff and you're like healed and you're fixed and it's never going to come up again and you can just go on your merry way and never have an episode. I like to call them episodes.
I'm here to tell you that you're never fully ever going to be okay.
I'm sorry to break it to you.
But over time, damage gets done to us. Things happen to us that cause a ripple effect, and we can work on it. We can fight it. We can do all of these things. Hurt and the pain is still there. Now we learn to heal. We learn to move on. We learn to not let our struggles define us. We learn how to, move past our pain. We don't want our story to define, like our negative story to define us. You ever notice how people can be like Johnny One-Uppers with story, like with pain?
It's like, oh no, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know the kind of childhood I had. You don't know the kind of relationships I had. I'm like, but why don't we just listen to each other? Why do we have to relate to every single thing? Why do we have to be pain relators? Why can't we just be pain understanders? Why don't we have to bring our stuff into everybody's stuff? Like if somebody tells you their dog dies, you don't need to tell them about how your cat died 2 years ago and you can understand. Just understand, be in the moment, people. I realized something this past week. People really just want to be understood. They want to be understood. They want someone to listen to them. They want someone to hear them. They don't want someone to relate necessarily all the time. And I'm not really sure if relating to someone's pain actually helps the other person or it just makes you feel good about yourself because you're talking about yourself. Most of the time, we just want to talk about ourselves. Hello, I have a YouTube video talking about myself. Hopefully that my stuff will kind of help you, and this is what this is for. But really, this is my therapy. Talking to you guys is my therapy, and I'm the first to admit it that that's okay. You can have an outlet to help yourself or to help other people, whatever the case may be. But I want to give you a challenge.
If somebody comes to you with a problem, with a hurt, with a what, don't make it about you. Be in the moment with them. Listen to them. Understand them. Just try to not make their stuff your stuff, okay? That's just something that we all need to work on as people, because I feel like I see a lot of people do it, and I know that I do it, and I catch myself doing it. I'm like, you know what? They don't really care what I've been through. They want to talk about themselves, and they need someone to listen to them and understand them. Oh, now we're back on track on how to get past an emotional relapse.
I'm not crazy. I'm just really emotional.
Everybody knows my dating life isn't the best. I haven't chosen the best man, and we all know it's something that I've learned recently. When you've dated a lot of people that aren't that great and you haven't really valued yourself that much and you've kind of put yourself in compromising positions, when you actually meet someone who is amazing, it actually brings up so much stuff that you don't think that you ever had to deal with. You would think if you meet someone amazing, you could just take it for what it was. They were just an amazing person. They were a good person. But meeting a good person brings up a lot of the insecurities and a lot of the stuff that I kind of thought I was over and that I don't know if I'll really ever get over, but I constantly continue to work on myself and to move and grow and heal and learn from these experiences. So recently I met someone. It wasn't practical that it was going to work out, but of course I'm a hopeless romantic, and I was like,
well, he's going to come around because we have a connection, and I'm awesome and he's awesome and we're the same person and we just get along, and it was the best 2 weeks of my life, and got caught up, swept away in this romantic idea, even though he told me from the very beginning he couldn't do long distance and whatever we had is special and whatever, but he couldn't do long distance, even though I heard I can't do long distance, but I'll probably change my mind after a little bit. That's not what he said, but that's what I heard because I'm a psychopath. But besides that,
I could have taken that as just a great experience, and just showing me that, hey, this guy showed me really what a good guy is. I haven't met a guy like this guy ever. I mean, he was just so kind and sweet, and wasn't even about the sex or trying to get in my pants. I mean, he just really was just a genuine. I mean, this dude drove 3 hours just to say goodbye before he left. I just was blown away on the kind of character that he had. So I could have just said to myself, hey, this is a special person you met. This is showing you what God has for you as someone better than a guy who just broke up with his girlfriend and wants a rebound, or a guy that doesn't want to take you on a date, wants to hang out with you, or maybe a guy that has a girlfriend and wants to just sleep with you. You know, there are guys out there that actually just want to get to know you for you. Just side note. I had to romanticize the idea, and I got in my head that it was going to be something it wasn't. And, you know, I'm going to tell you some of my triggers. Number one, jealousy. When guys like a bunch of pictures on social media, I get jealous when I see girls commenting on their stuff. I get jealous when I think a guy is doing something with it. I don't like a guy that has a lot of girlfriends. I have a lot of triggers, especially with social media. Listen, before, back in the day, you knew that your man or some man you liked was looking at other girls. But now, every time they click the like button, and no, don't get me started on the love button. Every time they click that button, it's just a reminder to you that that guy thinks that girl's hot. And I know that most guys don't think it means anything, but it just is a bad look. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not liking every shirtless guy's picture. And people say I'm insecure and people say all this and that. I don't care. This is one of the things I don't like, so suck it. But besides the point. Number 2 trigger, fear of abandonment. So if I like someone, there is this phase where I am my best self and I'm just like shining and being the best Sarah I can be. And then this thing goes off in my brain like,
they're gonna leave me, they're gonna leave me, they're gonna leave me. And I start to act like a crazy, psychotic nut. Now,
I'm not mean. I don't, do anything super crazy, but I start to get that neurotic, needy type of feeling. Like, why are you taking 2 minutes to look at my Snapchat? You never did that before. And what is wrong with women that we are stuck like robots?
It's like, well, he used to text me every day at 2:45 and now it's 2:47. He didn't text. We need to stop doing that. We need to just let people live their lives and we live our lives. And if they come into our lives and they stay, they stay. And if they leave, they leave. And gosh, it's so hard to give up control. But we need to start. We need to just practice being in the present moment. I read this book, or I listened to this Audible book, and it said, when you're feeling a certain way, it starts in your body, and you got to just take the moment and take a breath and think about what's happening in your body. Do you really care if John Schmo over there leaves you for another girl? Or is it something in you that says, I'm not good enough to be loved, and he's going to leave me, because why would anyone want to stay?
Fix the bigger problem, girlfriend, and you won't care if John Jacob Schmo leaves you, because you're going to think to yourself, then you're just not the right guy for me. Because what's going to stay for you is meant to stay, and what's going to leave you is meant to leave. And God, let it go if it's not for me. The prayer that I say, let it go if it's not for me. It's all well and good, but let me tell you about my little meltdown. This guy goes back, or he started pushing away a little bit because I started to get a little jealous, a little emotional, a little needy, a little insecure. Now, this is a sweet, kind man, so he never once made me feel bad, but I could feel the pull going
away. And I said to myself, well, I gotta get him back because I'm a smotherer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not my best self now. Now I'm neurotic, insecure, checking Facebook every 2 seconds. Sarah, we've all been there, girls, don't lie.
I try to play it cool, try not to say anything, try not to do anything. And then it's like a ticking time bomb. I'm like, I'm cool.
Not cool anymore.
And because I had never experienced someone like this in my life, and because he was so good and kind and sweet and just genuine, that the thought of him leaving or rejecting me or just not getting what I wanted was too much to bear. And it just reopened the wound of everything that I've ever been through. We think that we're strong. We think that things won't hurt us, but sometimes some things in our life happen that it tear off the Band-Aid and the scab just bleeds again. And you have to wait and you have to put in work and you have to put medicine, quote unquote, on that wound to heal it back up, because now it's exposed. For 3 days, I was an emotional mess. I was crying. I was just trying to find some purpose in all of this. Like, he's probably thinking, what is wrong with this girl? And then I do this thing where it's like, I know I'm acting like this, and then I try to apologize and I try to explain. And once I'm an emotional person, there's no turning it off. It's like a wound. It's not even really about the guy. Now it's about my stuff. Now I've opened up this part of me. Now all of this stuff is coming out and I don't know how to fix it. And in that moment, it feels like no one is going to love me, because in that moment, it feels like I'm broken. In that moment, it feels like I'm so damaged. In that moment, it feels like that who is ever going to want to put up with me? And in that moment, I am a total and utter complete victim. In that moment, I am not confident. I am not secure. I do not love who I am. In that moment, I am scared. I am broken. I am hurt. I am lost. And in that moment, all I want is the object of my affection to tell me that it's going to be okay. All I want is for that man that I want to tell me that he wants me too, because somehow him telling me that is going to heal all the years of hurt and brokenness. And that just doesn't happen. And that's just not the reality. And the reality is, as kind and as good and as great as that man was, he didn't tell me that he all of a sudden decided he wanted to be with me. He didn't tell me that all of a sudden he wanted to give it a chance. He didn't tell me that he wanted to take a risk on a long distance relationship. He didn't say that. And even though he didn't make me feel bad for acting the way I did, he didn't give me what I wanted. And in that moment, I felt like that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and that I would just never be with anyone. Because if I could meet someone like that, then God, what's the message? I just was questioning. I said, God, why do you allow this to happen in my life? We went to church together. I mean, this is everything I wanted. Why would you allow someone like this into my life only to take them away? Why? And I was angry, and I was hurt, and I was bitter, and I felt alone. And I felt like at 38 years old, when is enough enough? When do I have to learn another freaking lesson? When? Why? Why can't I just have my turn? And this is how I felt last night. This is how I felt. Broken, hurt, bitter, sad, lonely, and completely embarrassed of how I was acting. But let me tell you something, guys. I try not to preach too much because I know not everybody that watches this is Christian or that believes in God. But I'm telling you, I started going back to church, and I started to reopen my heart to God, because I know that I can't do it by myself. I've done it my way for a long time. And I'm not going to make this all about Christianity or what it is for you or what it is for people. And I certainly am not getting into debates about God, because I know what works for me, and I know my faith. And that's all I can say. But, you know, one of our first dates, or actually the second time I saw him, we went to church together, and it really made me realize, going to church with this guy, this is what I wanted. I wanted someone to share my faith with. And in that moment, I realized I'm not going to settle again for being someone's side piece or someone's object of their affection because they want to have sex, or somebody's, you know, rebound, or somebody that doesn't want to put any effort into me, but I'm attracted to, where I see the good in them. Here to tell you, seeing the good in someone doesn't make them good, people. And seeing the good in someone doesn't make them good for you either. So last night, in the midst of my brokenness and crying and completely being vulnerable, I prayed and I said, God, that's it. I am completely broken right now. And I'm tired of doing it my way. I give it up. Help me. If that means being alone, it means being alone. If it means that I'm going to meet someone, I'm going to meet someone, but I am ready to surrender my life to you, because I am tired. I am tired of doing it my way. You know how much energy it takes to control the unknown? Do you know how much energy it takes to stress over things that you cannot change? Do you know how many tears I've cried over guys that would never be anything to me? Anything. In fact, someone I just talked to tonight that I thought I was completely obsessed with. I mean, this guy had a girlfriend pretty much the whole time, but I don't know why. I just thought this was the guy. I thought he was so amazing, even though he was really just wanted to cheat on his girlfriend with me. And I talked to him, and I just realized I didn't see anything that I saw in that man before. And that is why I'm so glad that I met this man, the one that made the good one, because meeting the good one opened my eyes to something that I had never seen before. But guess what? You gotta know it before you receive it. Can I get an amen? Okay, you gotta know who you are. You gotta know your worth. You can't just say it. You can't just put up inspirational memes. You can't just tell your girlfriends, F that guy. You have to dig deep. You have to look in the mirror. You have to cry for 3 days if you need to, because you gotta come on the other side of it knowing that you are someone of high value who is not gonna settle anymore for the bottom of the barrel. And today I woke up like a different person. I woke up like a different person, and I feel like I'm brand new. I really do. So I had to make a video, and I had to share my journey, because, you know, I'm not perfect. I still get crazy and I still text too many times and I still get emotional and I still make mistakes. And I'm gonna tell you, the only way to recover from an emotional breakdown is to get real with yourself. I don't want to hear this, but to put your life into a higher power, because sometimes we just can't control our own stuff. We need help. You can reach out to people, you can just read all these self-help books, but listen, I'm telling you what worked for me, and the thing that gives me peace is God. It's it. And I never preach like this on this YouTube channel, and I feel very strongly about it. I feel like I'm a new girl today. I feel like I'm a new woman, and I feel like there is something out there for me that is going to be so amazing, and I'm ready to surrender my own dreams and my own wants and my own hopes, and I'm ready to just do it the right way. And I'm ready to just be alone if I need to be alone. I don't want to settle for breadcrumbs anymore.
I want the whole damn meal, okay?
So that's my message today. Listen, you want to talk to me? I'm here for you. You want to share your story with me? I'll listen to you. You want inspiration? I'll give it to you. But you are your own hero. Do not wait for someone to save you. And do not let a man's opinion of you or a woman's opinion of you define your worth. Okay? Excuse me? I'm done preaching. I got to go to bed because I got to be up in like 6 hours or 5 hours. But you know what? God bless you guys. And hopefully I'll be back sooner than like 5 months or however long it took me to make a new video. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.